How are you managing climate through flower?
So we start off pretty hot and
We
sweaty.
start pretty high, pretty high. 1.0, 1.1 kPa, so we're usually like 80 and 69, somewhere in that range.
70% humidity, 80 degrees.
Yep, to start. And then we just slowly.
That's wild too, huh? Everybody back in the day was like 40%.
Yes.
I'm like 40%, they do it. It slows them down. You can see it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like Ivan said. It's like you walk in and your AC's down in your room and you're like, okay, it's hot, but why is everything so happy right now? What the hell is going on? And it's oh, aha. It's like a light bulb moment, And you're like, okay, wow, these things are going crazy. I'm going to get the AC fixed, but maybe I'll leave it like this for a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
So
80 degrees, 70% humidity.
Yeah, we start to initially over the last 4 years, so like we've played with a lot of this stuff, right? And again, we were fortunate to have friends like High Tech Detroit that we could kind of compare notes with, right? We're calling each other all the time, talking, what are you guys doing? What are we doing? And I went over there here probably within the last year, and we were pretty much walking everything down a degree a week,
Okay.
And it was
on humidity too?
That was just
a
for
little more.
temperature.
Just temp.
We would just line it up with KPA, right? So whatever it needed to be as far as to get us around 1.2 to 1.4 throughout the cycle, we just adjust the humidity accordingly. But I went over to High Tech Detroit and saw a couple of varieties they were growing that we were growing too. And just the size they were putting on early on, I was like, yeah, we're fucking something up, like the room is getting too cool. It's slowing down the plant metabolically. They're not bulking as much. Like something's going on. So in the last year or so, we've changed things and we're keeping it warmer on the front 4 weeks, right? And then in those back 5 weeks, that's when we start getting into our ripening and terp preservation and everything like that. But you're not going to get the size and the bulk you want if you drop that temperature too fast.
So you're keeping it 80 throughout the 4 weeks, or you?
Yeah, 80 is pretty much we're going down instead of 1 degree every week, it's every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we're holding it there a little bit longer, and then it's a little more accelerated on that backside.
Okay. So pretty much it's about week 4, you're what, 78?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So week 4, you're 78.
Yep.
And then you start doing a degree one every week.
Yeah, it gets more aggressive. By the time we're ripening, we're at 70 degrees in the room during the daytime. 67, 68, at nighttime. We've noticed if you get too cold at nighttime, it seems like the trichome heads, like the oil of the plant, you can almost see it. It's like visually it gets drier. It's just not as bulbous and it doesn't pop as much. So there's a threshold where I think we all figured out if you get cold, you get color, you get terps, like all those things. But it's a fine line, right? There's a point of diminishing returns where, you get too cold and the weed doesn't look as good, doesn't smoke as good, etc.
I mean, it's really like, we've noticed that green weed honestly smokes a little bit better than if you get it too purple. So, depending on how you're growing and what you're growing for, whether it's biomass or, smokability, for us, it's obviously smokability. And so I think having a little bit of that size helps, but I think there's something else there that we don't officially know what it is, whether it's the terpenes, the esters, like whatever it is that's happening there. It's making the flavor and the smokability, I would say, overall better, by keeping it warmer longer.
Yeah.
And then really
even in the night cycle.
Yeah, because
Even in the
back in
night
the
cycle.
day we would run, dude, I'd get down to 60 degrees for like the last week or whatever, especially at night. And now it's, where that's not even in our MO at all. So we won't go below, really, like he said, 66, 67,
Yeah,
so,
that's a not go below.
Right.
Yep. And 68, 70 at night is okay.
Oh, yeah, it's great. Yep.
Yeah, we run our differentials, the first 3 weeks, day to night, we're running even, right? So we run at 80 during the day, 80 during night, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we've just noticed you get a huge stretch response if you go too cold early on. So we'll keep it, like I said, 0 degree differential. And then once we hit day 21, that's when we're getting to a 5 degree differential.
Okay.
Yep.
And when you're finishing, what's your last week of flower? What's your temp?
70 during the day, as low as we can get those dehumidifiers to crank. You know how it goes with dehumidifiers. They're all rated at 80 and 60. So their efficiency of the unit as time goes on with that temperature
and
dropping.
That's dropping your humidity.
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably like 40?
Yeah.
Not even.
Not
in
even.
Michigan's really humid. It's kind of like Florida. So, I mean, we're 50, 55.
Yep,
I would
50
say
to 55 at the end.
Yeah.
So not necessarily where we want to be, but, we're rolling dehues in. We're doing everything we can to get it down there. The cold, it's just hard to pull that moisture out at a certain point.
Yep. And CO2, what's your...
They're like 1,000 ppm.
Yeah, 1,000 to 1,250.
Yeah.
Are you starting off 1,000 right away?
Yeah. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just 1,000, you just set it, forget it.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we're peaking. Again, everything kind of crescendos. It comes up together, it goes down together. So like even our lighting, those last few weeks, we're not running at 100% overhead and 100% underneath. It's like a bell curve. It goes up, it peaks somewhere around week 5, and then it starts to all come down together. Yeah. So, we're not adding any CO2 those last couple of weeks. Really the last 10 days, we're cutting it off.
Oh, you cut CO2 the last 10 days.
10.
Yep. And again, we're just slowly tapering it even up into that point where we cut it off.
Nice.